Yo, what's up, guys? Look at all you degens sitting there. What the hell are you guys waiting for? What's going on, guys? What's going on? Good evening. Good to see you guys, man. Good to see you guys. All right, so guys, so as far as the live stream with Wes tonight, Wes is with his family right now. They're on a trip. So we have to push the live stream with Onyx Coin live stream with Wes until tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central instead of today. So Wes will be here tomorrow, and then back to our regular schedule on next Sunday. So anyway, let's have a look, guys. Pretty decent little close above the 100-day SMA. Look at how much closer we got to the Golden Cross. I've been pointing this out, guys, for a couple of days now. Nobody else is talking about this right now. I have not seen anybody else talking about this Golden Cross that's coming up. But in a couple of days, you'll start to see articles about, like, Steph is crypto found a Golden Cross or something, right? Like, meanwhile, I've been talking about it for, like, how freaking long now? So, but yeah, so what's going to happen here, right, is we're going to start to do this, right? Probably not that sharp. Probably more like, something like this. As we go, 100 days going to continue like this. So we're going to have our Golden Cross look something like that. Probably within a week, I would say. Within a week, depending on how sharp JASMY's price pulls to the upside here. But as long as we continue to do this, ping pong right here, up and down, like we have been, we're going to see this Golden Cross take shape. Probably within the week, like I said, and then moonshot from there, right? Right up to this golden pocket here is where I think we're going to end up, at least for a quick little, pit stop, little bit of consolidation, and then we will shoot straight up to around, not straight up, but we'll shoot up to that. My ultimate goal is 4 cents, that 4 cents 4 level, where we'll start to meet some strong resistance again. So. Just waiting for this Golden Cross to play out. You know what, guys? I'm going to leave this Golden Cross here that I just laid out. I'm going to leave it there, and we'll watch how it plays out, right? We'll see that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let's go have a look over at Bitcoin. How is Bitcoin looking? Still can't get past that resistance level here at 91,800. But I digress. We will. We continue to test this trend line on the symmetrical triangle that I drew, which is good as long as we continue to ping pong and stay between the resistance level and the symmetrical triangle. All we're really doing here, guys, is retesting the symmetrical triangle. And it is only a matter of time for me before we break to the upside here, probably up to this 94, 95K level that I have laid out here. That's what I think we're going to do. We're going to hit some resistance there. We may ping pong there for a little while. We may come. This is what we might do, okay? This is kind of what I foresee happening here, okay? So we have this resistance level we've been rejecting off of. We're building up here, right? We've broken out of the symmetrical triangle. We've retested it. So we're going to have a break to the upside here. We'll probably reject off 94, 95K. And then we might come back down here and retest 91,800 as support before making our way up between the 98,006 and $100,000 level, where we are going to meet massive resistance here, guys. Okay, so I wouldn't expect a clean break all the way through 100K in one shot. I would be absolutely shocked if that happened. There's a lot of selling pressure there, a lot of shorts. It's a very, very powerful psychological level from last bull run, right? So it's going to take a little bit to break through there. Probably take the rest of the year to break through here, right? But we got to do what we got to do, baby, right? You do you, boo-boo. You know how we do. So that's what I'm paying attention to, guys, over on Bitcoin. That's what I'm paying attention to over on JASMY. All right. So let's get into some of the news. As always, guys, I will get into the chat the second half of the stream. So put your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. I will get to them. And let's get into the crypto bubbles. Let's see what's going on. KASPA's having one hell of an evening, eh? KASPA just jumped up 9.2%, up to 15 cents for, looking good. XRP's making another run. It's back up to $1.11, guys. It was $1.04 this morning when we were live streaming. It's almost $1.12. So we're having a little bit of a turnaround here. Miria's climbing again too. 202. Very nice, guys. Very nice. I'm seeing some life in the market right now, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, guys. Very, very bullish. All right. So I see questions. I'll bounce around here. Rodney, what happened to your XCN show with Wes? It's Sunday. Wes, I said at the top of the stream, Rodney, Wes is on a road trip with his family today, so he will be here tomorrow instead of today. So just to answer your question. All right, let's get back into it here. So yeah, bubbles are looking fantastic, guys. Fantastic. I'm telling you right now, JASMY's going to hit that golden cross, and it's going to break out like everything else. There's a couple laggards that are kind of happening right now, like all the altcoins don't pop off together. That's what people don't realize, right? So what's happening on a lot of these altcoins right now that are popping off is they're setting higher consolidation levels, right? Right now, that's what's happening. XRP is a perfect example of that, okay? It was like 55 cents. It's now gone all the way up to $1. It's ranging between $1.04 and $1.12, right? So it's consolidating in a new higher high, okay? Now, the altcoins that popped off are going to do that. Algorand's doing the same thing. So as we go here, so these projects that haven't popped off yet, like Onyx Coin, for example, okay? It's just starting. A lot of these altcoins, I'm going to show you a couple charts here, okay? So over on Onyx Coin XCN, as you can see, the ones that haven't popped off yet are just starting to break out of their structures, okay? So look what's happened here. We've been ping-ponging on this resistance level here, right? We broke out of the descending channel here. We broke out of the descending channel through resistance. We retested it, and now we officially have broken out of this resistance level, right? And if I zoom in, you can see we have closed our 2 daily candles above resistance now, guys, which means to me that Onyx Coin is getting ready to make a jump up to this level up here in this golden pocket is where I'm targeting next between 20275 and 203. That's where I'm kind of targeting for XCN's next move. Now that we've had the breakout, we've had the retest, and we've broken above resistance, it's ready to freaking go, guys. I wouldn't be surprised any day now it's going to start to go, right? Along with a lot of these altcoins. Let's go check out Swift. Right, let's check out Swift Coin. Similar thing. It's broken out a couple of times here. Like it broke above, came back down, right? We broke way above and came back down. But look how tight it's getting in here. That's what she said, right? Look how tight of a range we're getting into here. It's only a matter of time before this snaps as well, guys. And we're going to head up to this golden pocket right here between 2053 and 2059206, right? That's the golden pocket I think we're going to run to next on Swift. It's ready to go as well. See what I mean, guys? All of these have all of these patterns, or all these altcoins have these fantastic setups, patterns for great breakouts coming. The ones that haven't broken out yet, right? If we go have a look over at JASMY, same thing, guys, right? I already showed you guys JASMY. It's the exact same thing. Like, look what's happening right now, right? If I zoom out, same thing, guys. We've had 3 touches on this trend line. We've had the same thing. We've had our breakout. We've had our retest. And now we're loading up, getting ready to ping pong here. And then we're going to head up back to 4 cents for, right? Where all these altcoins are getting ready to do the same thing, guys, right? It's just going to happen gradually over the next couple of months, right? Few weeks. I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks, whatever, right? That's what you're going to start to see. So They're all ready to go. And again, I pointed out the golden cross forming here on JASMY as well. So they're all ready to go, guys, right? It's just a matter of time. Patience, patience, patience. Like, look at this. Holy crap. Congratulations to KASPA holders, guys. Look at KASPA today. It's up 124% on the day. That's insane. 166% on the week. Glimmer's pumping. H-bar's up another 22.5%. H-bar's up 82% on the week. Market's looking sexy, guys. I am digging it. I'm digging it, man. So to everyone who's been listening to me and dollar cost averaging over the summer of sideways, right? Congratulations. You are officially in the green. Absolutely amazing. We are in Moonvember. All right, let's get into some of the news. Let's get into some of the news here, guys, okay? I will get into the chat the second half, guys, so I'm not ignoring you. What do we got? Cointelegraph says cryptocurrency recorded more than $6 billion in inflows this week, marking the largest weekly inflow in history. In history, right? Are you seeing the adoption curve taking place? What do we got? Let's get into a video here. What do we got? Cointelegraph, a perfect Bitcoin explanation at a hearing in the U.S. Committee of Banking. Listen up to this, guys.
Chairman Crapo, Ranking Member Brown, members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Peter Van Valkenburg, and I'm the Director of Research at Coin Center, an independent nonprofit focused on the public policy issues affecting cryptocurrency and public blockchain networks. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency, and it works because of the world's first public blockchain network. What does Bitcoin do? It's simple. It lets you send and receive value to and from anyone in the world using nothing more than a computer and an internet connection. Now, why is it revolutionary? Because unlike every other tool for sending money over the internet, it works without the need to trust a middleman. The lack of any corporation in between means that Bitcoin is the world's first public digital payments infrastructure. And by public, I simply mean available to all and not owned by any single entity. Now, we have public infrastructure for information, for websites, for email. It's called the internet. But the only public payments infrastructure that we have is cash, as in paper money. And it only works in face-to-face transactions. Before Bitcoin, if you wanted to pay someone remotely over the phone or the internet, then you could not use public infrastructure. You would rely on a private bank to open their books and add a ledger entry that debits you and credits the person you're paying. And if you both don't use the same bank, well, then there'll be multiple banks and multiple ledger entries in between. With Bitcoin, the ledger is the public blockchain, and anyone can add an entry to that ledger, transferring their Bitcoins to someone else. And anyone, regardless of their nationality, race, religion, gender, sex, or creditworthiness, can for absolutely no cost create a Bitcoin address in order to receive payments digitally. Bitcoin is the world's first globally accessible public money. Is it perfect? No. Neither was email when it was invented in 1972. Bitcoin's not the best money on every margin. It's not yet accepted everywhere. It's not used often to quote prices, and it's not always a stable store of value. But it is working, and the mere fact that it works without trusted intermediaries is amazing. It's a computer science breakthrough, and it will be as significant for freedom, prosperity, and human flourishing as the birth of the internet. And Bitcoin is just the beginning. If we can replace private payments infrastructure, then we can replace other private choke points to human interaction as well. Now, why should we want to build more public infrastructure? Why should we embrace blockchains over corporate intermediaries? Why should we tolerate their inefficiencies and work to make them better? Why should we want the pioneers of this technology here in the United States and not fleeing overseas? A simple reason. Because the corporate intermediaries providing today's critical but privately owned infrastructure are becoming fewer, larger, and more powerful, and their failures are increasingly grave. So roughly half of all Americans, 143 million people, had their social security numbers exposed to hackers because of a breach at Equifax. The SWIFT network has relayed hundreds of millions of dollars in fraudulent transactions because of hacked member banks in Bangladesh, Vietnam, Ecuador, and Russia. The FBI suspects now that the largest of these hacks was perpetrated by North Korea. Corrupt, low-level employees at an Indian bank, Punjab National, were able to fraudulently certify SWIFT messages stealing $1.8 billion. It's the largest electronic bank robbery in history. In fact, it's the largest bank robbery in history. In October 2016, an estimated 1.2 million internet-connected devices were hacked and turned into a botnet that for several hours made prominent websites unavailable across Europe and North America, including CNN and Fox News, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal. Increasingly, physical machines are being connected to the internet to augment their capabilities. They're wired through servers that are owned and maintained by private and trusted intermediaries, the so-called Internet of Things. Pacemakers from St. Jude's Hospital have been hacked. Baby monitors from TrendNet have been hacked. And Jeeps from Jeep have been hacked to the point where they can be remotely commandeered and driven off the road. Now, those vulnerabilities are inescapable in systems that have single points of failure. It doesn't matter if the point of failure is a corporation or if it's a government. There shouldn't be a single point of failure.
Agreed.
Similar choke points existed before the internet.
That guy's
If you wanted to deliver a message, you'd have to go through one of 3 television broadcasters or a handful of newspapers. Private corporations are essential, but no critical infrastructure should rely on 1 or 2. The internet removed single points of failure in communications infrastructure and ushered in a wave of competition among new media corporations building on top of its public rails. Blockchains can similarly disintermediate critical payments and IoT infrastructure. The technology is not yet ready to answer all of those questions today, but it is our best hope. And as with the internet in the 1990s, we need a light touch, pro-innovation policy to ensure that these innovations flourish in America for the benefit and security of all Americans.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother. Brother. Dark Defender, what's he talking about, guys? One of my favorite TA guys. He says, I expect the correction lasts a few days, not weeks or months. It will be too short. XRP will continue the momentum. You will not believe this, and it might seem as artificial, but it is not. We have a golden target of $13.08, which became crystal clear yesterday. Strange, isn't it? Melting process will continue. So what's happening right now with altcoins is they're melting upwards, just kind of catching up to Bitcoin. It's not altcoin season right now. Do I honestly think we'll see $13? I think I've always said that I think that it's my price target for XRP is between $7 and $13, somewhere in there, right? So as soon as we get into that golden pocket for me, I will be cashing out of there. And I will say this about Dark Defender. He is one of my favorite TA guys. He's very, very good at what he does. So I will give him props for that. We'll see if he's right. We will see if he is right. All right. So far, what are we looking at here, guys? September, green. We ended September up 7.26%. We finished October up 11.10%. Halfway through November, we're up 28.14%. Now, let's correlate that with 2020. We actually finished in 2020. We finished September down 7.72%. So the opposite of this September. October, we finished up 27.92%. So we undershot there by we're only 11.10. November, we were up 42.32%. So far, we're a little over. We're about 3/4 of the way there right now. We have half a month to go, so we could repeat that. And then we top that off with a 48% month in December of the last bull run. So will we have the same thing? But then it continued, guys, into January. It was up another 13.93%. February continued to go crazy, 36.01%. And March, another 30.79%. Guys, I am so freaking juiced about what's coming over the next 5 months. Are you kidding me right now? If you're not bullish right now, check your pulse, man. Check your pulse. You better ask somebody, right? All right, what else do we got going on? Bitcoin Archive billionaire investor Paul Tudor Jones has increased his funds Bitcoin holdings by 5 times to 159.9 million through BlackRock's ETF SEC filings. Crazy, guys, crazy. Do you not see all the Bitcoin getting scooped up? I've been saying it, man. Dennis Porter, Polish presidential candidate, publicly vows to use the Satoshi Act fund model policy to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve in Poland. There you go. Other countries are following Donald Trump's concept of a strategic Bitcoin reserve, guys. It's happening globally. There's not going to be no Bitcoin to buy. Dollar strength challenges Bitcoin's growth. Jamie Coates, the chief strategist at Real Vision, has spotlighted the US dollar's potential hindrance to Bitcoin and digital assets. While maintaining optimism for long-term trajectory of cryptocurrencies, he warns that the current dollar strength possesses immediate risks to Bitcoin's performance. He emphasizes that the worsening macroeconomic climate signals that the robust dollar could negatively impact Bitcoin. He attributes this to the sensitivity of the liquidity frameworks to short and medium-term shifts. He alerts that the dollar index, the DXY, is hovering close to 106 mark, stating that if this level breaches, it could spell trouble for riskier assets. He sees a significant link between Bitcoin and global liquidity trends. He predicts that despite potential fluctuations in the short term, the value of Bitcoin is likely to increase within the next 1 or 2 years, especially with the uptick in the M2 money supply. Currently, Bitcoin is trading at 90,000 as market participants keenly observe how the dollar's robustness may sway the cryptocurrency landscape. So what we're talking about here, guys, if we go and have a look at the DXY, see, it's kind of topped here at 106.663, right? We really, really need to see this roll over, guys. We need a complete collapse of this. It would be healthier for risk on assets like Bitcoin if we saw this kind of take a pooper. But for now, I mean, it continues to set these highs. Not good, guys. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's not good either, right? So it's not helping the situation. Let's put it that way, okay? If we go over to while we're here, let's go look at the Bitcoin dominance. See, Bitcoin dominance is starting to work its way downwards. Will we see a collapse here, guys? I really, really hope so. Some people think, though, that we could still see this move all the way up to, significantly higher levels. Like we're talking between around 70%, right? Will we see that happen? I don't know. I mean, we could. We'll see, right? But we don't want to. Well, I mean, I don't know. We still have time. We still have time, guys, right? We don't need to see this collapse completely right now. Altcoin season is not really going to start to hit probably till January. So, I mean, for now, Bitcoin, let's let Bitcoin have its time, right? We're seeing the dominance continue to put in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and higher lows, right? It's going to continue to do that. So let's just let it have its day in the sun while altcoins kind of melt upwards following suit. And yeah, no big deal, right? No big deal. All right, what else do we got? So when buying MicroStrategy, You don't buy the current BTC holdings, you buy a piece of the all current and future BTCs plus profits. This justifies a premium over current holdings. Explained. Chunk of it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to also zoom out a little bit and think about the forest from the trees on like equities themselves, because I think something that a large part of the Bitcoin community doesn't necessarily understand is that MicroStrategy is an equity and it's not a commodity. And I think that's a big distinguishing factor, right? These are two different products. Like Bitcoin is a commodity. MicroStrategy is a company that offers equity that has Bitcoin as their treasury. Those are two fundamentally different things. And in order to understand MicroStrategy, you have to have a fundamental understanding of what is Bitcoin and what is Bitcoin's bull case, right? Bitcoin's bull case is many things. It's digital capital. It's the best collateral on the planet. It's potentially a medium of exchange. It's a store of value. It's all of these things. You have to have an understanding of all of those components in order to understand what MicroStrategy could potentially do with it. And as a company, you start to think about how all equities are priced, and try to compare how all equities are priced relative to MicroStrategy. And one interesting component of the equity market and how the equity market works is that there are market cap weighted index funds. A majority of the market of the money that comes into the stock market every day, every week, every month is market cap weighted index ETFs. So we're talking S&P 500, we're talking QQQ, we're talking VTI, we're total stock market index funds. Pension funds, banks, insurance companies are all taking money in the door, and they're buying these market cap weighted index funds for a point in time in the future. Now, the reason I bring that up is this is incredibly important, and the structure and the design of the equity market adds more fuel to the fire here. So a market cap weighted index fund means that as the market cap of the equity rises, any new dollars that come in the door, that allocation of new dollars that come in the door increases exponentially. It's not linear, it's exponential. And so as companies rise in market cap quickly, they see this reflexive component of new dollars coming in the door exponentially that don't care about any of the metrics, right? They don't care about any valuation metrics. They don't care about MNAV. They don't care about anything that's going on, because it's these agnostic buyers that are purchasing the index ETFs, and those dollars are flowing to the equity regardless of price. And this is something that Bitcoin doesn't have currently, right? Bitcoin isn't included in the S&P 500. Bitcoin isn't included in the total stock market index. Bitcoin isn't included in the Russell 1000. It's not included in all of these index ETFs. And that's something where MicroStrategy, in my opinion, will continue to have this high valuation that will be difficult to rationalize because of its inclusion in all of these large market cap weighted index funds and its continued performance. As the underlying Bitcoin increases, they're going to get exponentially more dollars from these passive market cap weighted index.
Absolutely, guys. People ask me all the time why MicroStrategy stock keeps going up. And guys, listen, we are going to see, in my opinion, Microsoft is going to do the same thing, right? They are definitely going to do the same thing. They're going to put Bitcoin on their balance sheets. They vote December 9th on that. And, it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be a bad idea, or it's not going to be terrible for shareholders in Microsoft, to be honest with you. All right. So XRP ready for unleashing. Post SEC says Bitwise executives affirm gears up for XRP ETF launch. The race for crypto spot ETFs is heating up, with Bitwise Asset Management making waves as it positions itself for an XRP spot ETF launch. The move confirms confidence in XRP's future. especially as Ripple prolonged legal battle with the SEC nears its end. During a recent appearance on Thinking Crypto podcast, Matt Hogan, Bitwise CIO, discussed the firm's decision to launch an XRP ETF even before the U.S. presidential election. Hogan highlighted XRP's resilience, describing the asset as having proven itself over the long period. With a strong community and advanced technology at its core, moreover, he pointed out that XRP is attracting attention from traditional financial institutions, with Societe Generale recently integrating its stablecoin into the XRP ledger. Notably, they announced the introduction of the Euro stablecoin EURCV to XRP ledger, after similar integrations with Ethereum and Solana. In parallel, Hogan expressed the view that the full potential of XRP has not yet been realized due to the Ripple's ongoing legal battles with the SEC. He emphasized the potential for XRP to thrive in a post-SEC lawsuit environment. Quote, fast forward a year and you'll see XRP unleashed, he said, envisioning an asset that could showcase its untapped capabilities in liquidity and market appeal. From a regulatory perspective, Bitwise's filing highlights the firm's calculated approach. We don't file for fun, Hogan remarked, referencing Bitwise's resistance in securing Bitcoin ETFs after 5 years of attempts. He explained that the XRP filing stems from a belief in a viable pathway to approval under the new administration in 2025, especially with a pro-crypto Donald Trump winning the election this month. When asked whether there would be more altcoin spot ETF applications, Hogan remarked that the industry would aim to expand the range of assets available in ETPs. Meanwhile, he acknowledged the regulatory hurdles unique to altcoins as they differ from those for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yet he expressed optimism comparing international markets where diverse crypto ETPs are already available. Very, very bullish, guys, on XRP. I will be getting out of XRP after this bull run, however. Been holding it for a full bull run now. I'm ready to, I've been holding it for about 6 years. So I am ready to get out. Now, I played this morning, guys, but I got to play it again because it's absolutely absurd. This is absurd on its face. This is the head of the Pentagon trying to explain away the fact that they failed another audit and there is like $800 and something billion missing. Listen how absurd she is. Watch how she tries to change the subject multiple times, right?
To be doing, like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose these.
Please educate me on
sure.
What
so an audit is exactly what you just described,
yes.
Which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false right there. So
what is
now is a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where. That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
That's absurd.
So in my world,
yeah,
that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to make
sure
that
I didn't cause it.
an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went. Like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases and they see.
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good, we should be talking. I mean,
Well,
I'm trying to understand where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really bother you.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all.
Like the dollars really bother you. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, there's like $850 million missing here. What the hell are you talking about?
Connected.
Okay.
I think
tell
when
me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
When I see
how she keeps trying to change the subject?
A State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry. And if that blows your mind, and if you think like that's like a crazy agenda for me to have, I really think that that's institutional thinking, and that it's not looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that you call the greatest fighting force in the world. So I get back to this idea of like, I'm not looking to pick a fight with you, but I am surprised at that the reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like, that's just weird to me.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. The fact that it doesn't, like, she's so nonchalant about it, right? Like it's no big deal, right? Just, it's just $850 billion of taxpayer money that we can't account for. Like, we don't know where whose pockets did that money go in, right? We want to know. Like, that is why we need Vivek and Elon Musk to do these audits, to watch this money. Where is this money going, right? That's what we need to know. That's why they're needed. All right, what else? We got a little bit more XRP coverage here. Let's talk about it. XRP price rally faces backlash over rumored meetings with President-elect Pump. Ripple Labs CEO Brad Garlinghouse is facing criticism after a rumor of a meeting with President-elect Donald Pump. The supposed conversation said to be held around Ripple's XRP and CBDCs has attracted negative reactions from the community and its timing when the price of XRP skyrocketed. Other executives in the cryptocurrency industry have also commented on Ripple's likely influence over U.S. cryptocurrency regulations. Consequently, the ex-Masari CEO, Ryan Selkis, accused Garlinghouse on Twitter of pushing for XRP and CBDC projects, a claim that gained some traction from Pierre Ricard of Riot Platforms. The vice president of research, Richard, criticized Ripple for what he describes as anti-Bitcoin agenda, warning against the company's influence in shaping U.S. cryptocurrency regulations. That's all bullshit, guys. These guys are jealous. These guys they basically want to be in the position that Garlinghouse is in right now, okay? Trump already promised he would not approve a CBDC as long as he was president, right? So it's all word salad, right? And to top that off, I would like to also say what these guys are doing, these two guys that are attacking Brad Garlinghouse. Now, listen, I don't have a horse in the race, okay? I don't know Brad Garlinghouse from a hole in the ground, right? But I will say this. We have these two guys who are making wild accusations online. They have no idea what the conversation was about between Brad Garlinghouse and Donald Trump. They have no idea. They're speculating this and then throwing accusations out there, right? About CBDCs and stuff and anti-Bitcoin agendas. You see how quickly something can snowball when it's just something that manifested in their minds. They weren't there. They didn't hear the conversation. There was no reports that came out about the conversation. So they're just throwing whatever they can at the wall to see what sticks. It's complete and utter rhetoric. It's bullshit, right? They don't know what the hell was said in these conversations, but then they're just throwing this stuff out there. That's crazy to me. That is crazy, right? XRP's value recently surged by double digits, further fueling speculation about Garlinghouse's rumored meeting with Pump. During a Fox Business interview, Garlinghouse neither confirmed nor denied the meeting, but spoke positively about Pump's perceived alignment with the crypto industry. The crypto industry has embraced Pump, and Pump has embraced the crypto industry. Garlinghouse stated he is hopeful for greater innovation and entrepreneurship under the new administration, stating Pump's claimed intent to fire Gary Gensler. Gensler's SEC has been accused of being a regulation by enforcement agency that has clipped the wings of several American-based crypto projects. The expectations of regulatory easing under Pump have appealed to many in the industry. In addition, 18 states, including Texas, Wyoming, and Ohio, sued the SEC and accused Gensler of overreaching in enforcing cryptocurrency regulations. The lawsuit asserts that the SEC is overstepping its jurisdiction and needs to be clearer, thus showing the industry growth. Legislators and industry players have criticized the US SEC for not offering a legal structure for cryptocurrencies and preferring enforcement against key personalities. Ripple has been mainly targeted by the regulators following the SEC's lawsuit filed in 2020 to consider alleging XRP unregistered securities. In a positive development for Ripple, Robinhood Crypto recently reinstated XRP on the platform. The relisting marks renewed confidence in XRP as regulatory clarity improves. The token had previously been delisted following the SEC's lawsuit. Gotta love it. All right. Speaking of, we never spoke of it, but Cardonzo, Charles Hoskinson in talks with senators and planning a Washington, D.C. trip.
We're really starting to shoot on all cylinders. On the regulation side, been talking with a lot of different senators and definitely engaging with the right people. And we'll basically see over the coming 60 to 90 days how things come together. So I might go to DC next week. It just depends on the schedule and how things come together and the schedule of other people. But I already have some embedded people that have been in pretty deep conversations. And what we're trying to sort out is what can be done through administrative changes and rulemaking, what can be done through executive order, and what can be done through lawmaking. Lawmaking is the hardest, but most permanent. Administrative changes are the easiest, but very ephemeral. And executive orders are live and die by the administration. So the hope is to figure out a consolidated package of the three to make America the best place in the world for cryptocurrency companies. So we can get them all come here in the United States and we can create a multi-trillion-dollar cryptocurrency industry onshore, bring them all back home. So that's an all the above policy then. You have to look at taxes, you have to look at custody standards, you have to protect consumers, you have to make sure that there's a Bill of Rights for crypto, including support and defending non-custodial wallets and making sure that we can use crypto the way we want to use crypto.
Good old Charles Hoskinson, grinding it up politically. You don't see anybody making accusations towards Charles. All right, Dennis Porter, breaking news. I can confirm that within hours of opening sourcing our strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation, multiple lawmakers and a presidential candidate endorsed the policy and vowed to pass it into law. So it's already getting support, guys, bipartisan support for the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act 2025. I may do a detailed breakdown video of it in the future. We'll see what happens. All right, what else do we got? Okay, so we got a couple more videos to get through here. Cointelegraph. What do we got? In my conversation with Judy Shelton, who serves as an economic advisor to President Pump during his last presidency.
I think we want to harness the good features and the good economic performance that occurred historically under gold-anchored systems with the benefits of blockchain technology bring the innovation of stable coins and cryptocurrencies into the advancements that we could potentially make. I'm very much against the Federal Reserve having a central bank digital currency. I trust the private sector because I think they will keep more in mind the priorities of the individual and to safeguard that economic liberty. I would like to see a way to reconcile the interest of people in an alternative currency based on decentralized finance with the value of having the world's reserve currency. That's why I say we could, to me, doing the Treasury trust bond idea, and I should probably end here, but that I do discuss at length in the book, is a way to signal pursuing the idea that Ronald Reagan expressed back in the 80s when he said, unless we have some kind of gold backing for the dollar, we can never really get our hands on inflation. And he said, my goal as president will be to make the dollar the most trusted currency in the world. And I hope our next president will take that to heart and pursue it using the cutting edge technologies, very exciting, that are being advanced today.
Very possible. Very, very possible. Absolutely. All right. Another article to get into, guys. Let's check this out. Countdown to 4 billion BTC ETH options expiring. Will markets react? The crypto market is bracing for a critical moment as $3.98 billion worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum options are set to expire today. With 3.4 billion in BTC contracts and 581.57 million tied to Ethereum, traders are closely watching for potential price swings. Historically, such high-stakes expirations have sparked short-term market turbulence, and today's event could be no different. According to data from Durbit, Bitcoin's expiring options involved 38,566 contracts, down from 48,794. Ethereum follows 189,018 contracts, a drop from last week's 294,380, despite the recent pullbacks in BTC and Ethereum's price, down 2.46% and 5.43% respectively. Market sentiment appears cautiously optimistic. Bitcoin's maximum pain price, where most options expire worthless, is pegged at around 79,500 with a put to call ratio of 0.85. This suggests more traders are betting on price gains than losses. Ethereum shows similar optimism with a maximum pain price of $3,000 and a put to call ratio of 0.92. The maximum pain point often acts as a magnet for price nearing options expiry, intensifying speculation as traders adjust their positions. Crypto influencer Wise Advice cautioned. Despite this, data shows a prevailing bullish sentiment. Put-to-call ratios below 1 for both BTC and Ethereum indicate a higher volume to call options. Bet on price increases compared to put options. Meanwhile, the broader market outlook remains divided. According to Greeks.live, some of the larger traders heading for the sky to go long, while more traders are currently on the short side of the market. This polarization could exacerbate a volatility as traders position themselves for post-expiry price moves. As today's options expire, traders expect BTC and Ethereum to gravitate towards their maximum pain price, potentially triggering a correction. However, this is just the beginning. A larger wave of crypto options worth $11.8 billion for Bitcoin alone is due to expire by December 27th, marking another pivotal moment for the market. Historically, Bitcoin's bull runs tend to peak towards the end of the year, often spilling into early January. This timing adds weight to the prediction of BTC testing $100,000 before 2025. At the same time, bears are likely to intensify efforts to keep the price contained. And that's what I've been saying. How long have I been saying that, guys? That Bitcoin's going to hit up close to $100,000, but bears are going to fight tooth and nail to keep it below that level. Today's expirations may lead to heightened volatility, but markets typically stabilize soon after. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum's trajectories into 2025 will likely be shaped by these key expiry events. As traders balance optimism with caution, for now, all eyes are on BTC and Ethereum's respond to today's expiration with a potential for short-term turbulence and long-term strategic positioning, setting the stage for what could be a historic close to the year. So I'm thinking, guys, tomorrow, maybe late tonight, I think we're going to have a pretty freaking green week next week. We got Monday rolling up on us tomorrow. I think it's going to be super, super bullish. But I have been wrong before, like I always say, right? All right, what else do we got? We got a little bit longer of a video with Charles. Let's get into that. All right, Project Mobius.
Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting yet again from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny. Sometimes Colorado, although it will be snowy here in just a little bit. So today is November 17th, 2024, and I'm making a video to talk to you guys about something we're working on that's pretty freaking cool. So as many of you know, brain-computer interfaces are a very big passion of mine, and actually we have a BCI project internally at Input Output. And we work with different vendors through the years and time. And one of those vendors we work with is OpenBCI. And OpenBCI is creating one of the most advanced and unique headsets. And I'm going to show you guys. Wow! It's called the Galia. So it combines best-in-class VR with all these beautiful dry EEG sensors. And there's 10 channels here. So right up here, here. There we go. And then you can have some face, and then it connects with the VR headset. So the Galia is pretty much the most advanced biosensing headset ever constructed. They're quite expensive, so they're not a consumer product quite yet, but it's pushing the state of the art. What makes it very unique is they actually developed a brand new conductive polymer active electrode. It's very soft and spongy. If you're familiar with EEG, dry electrodes typically are pretty nasty. And there's a lot of really cool algorithms and other things they put in. And it's a Wi-Fi based data transmitter, not a Bluetooth. So you can do very high throughput back and forth. So why is this relevant? Well, Project Mobius is something to test out this Galia headset and this capability. So what we're going to do is combine this headset with first-person view drone racing. So this is what an FPV drone race looks like.
Holy crap.
And it's just crazy if you ever try it. Yeah, you're kind of just like flying through this insane maze, getting vertigo. And this is what some of the drones look like. The DJI Avata 2, for example. So what we're going to be doing is figuring out how to program the Galia. We're going to then connect the Galia to a FPV drone. And the idea is that you control the drone, not with a controller, but your mind.
What?
That's what makes it so interesting and so special. So I am looking for some help. Marcus Vess is going to be the product manager who's responsible for this work. He's been doing a lot of our stuff. He comes from my alma mater, CU Boulder. And so if you are interested in participating, you're a programmer who understands a little bit about these things, you like drones, this is kind of your thing, send your resumes and comments and well wishes to our good friend Marcus with the subject line Project Mobius. And give a brief description of why you think you'd be awesome and what you're doing. It's always fun to crowdsource these types of things. We'll be hiring a few contractors to go and kind of basically figure out how to get this done. But it's going to be really cool. So I'm going to be setting up a drone racing range. We'll have the Galia headset. We're going to get 2 of them. Then basically write some software, see if you can control the drone with your mind. If you can control the drone with your mind, which they've already tested this with a person with cerebral palsy, then the next step would be to see if we can actually do a productive race with that and what that looks like. I think it's probably the ultimate focusing tool because you have to maintain absolute focus and be completely in flow state in order to be able to command the mental presence and the deep alpha, or to actually pilot the drone and be in the zone. And then it's something we can make competitive. And then
I would crash the hell out of that drone. I'd be distracted in 10 seconds like that. Boom, crash, explosion.
would be fun to see if we can even bring something like that to Hydra. So just a very brief video, just a very brief call to action. And
that's crazy, guys. Technology. Where are we going with this? Absolutely amazing. And we got to finish it off with another video, guys. Bitcoin is easily headed to $150,000. The wolf of all streets. Let's check in on this, guys. Very bullish stuff.
My next guest is the wolf of all streets, Scott Melker. Scott's a leading voice in Bitcoin and crypto, the author of the Wolf Den newsletter, and host of the popular The Wolf of All Streets podcast. Thank you for joining us, Scott.
Thank you so much for having me.
So to get right into it, Bitcoin's trading, or was trading, at over $93,000 already today, and it's been absolutely skyrocketing, especially since Donald Trump was elected, because he's become pro-crypto. So he's been really bullish for the crypto sector in terms of price action, but is it bullish for crypto, like fundamentally, considering why it was created?
It's an interesting question. So I think that Bitcoin was created obviously as an answer to government inefficiency, to money printing, to corruption, and all of those things. So there is some irony to Bitcoiners and crypto enthusiasts cheering for government adoption, basically, of the asset class. That said, at this point, if Bitcoin is going to continue to become a more legitimate asset class, be a ticker right next to all of the stocks and Forex on CNBC and Fox Business, then obviously that's going to require institutional adoption, state level adoption, sovereign wealth funds, all of the things that would have to come with any legitimized asset. So I think that this is exceptionally bullish for the industry. For Bitcoin itself, I don't think the election should have mattered very much. I'm not saying that that wasn't a major catalyst here, because if you buy Bitcoin as a hedge against money printing and government inefficiency, then many would point to the Harris administration as being more likely to print a lot of money and be more inefficient. So I think the long-term case for Bitcoin was very good regardless. The rest of the industry, though, certainly anyone trying to build anything in crypto in the United States, the Trump administration likely to be much more favorable for them after this period of regulation by enforcement, crackdowns by the government.
So, well, institutions have been holding Bitcoin already for almost a year, and Ethereum ETFs are now live. How much then, considering all of this government stuff and the SEC approving these ETFs, to what extent do institutions now control Bitcoin?
I don't think they control it at all. I think that's sort of a nonsensical narrative. I always see people saying, well, now BlackRock owns X percentage of the supply of Bitcoin. No, they don't. The customers who buy a BlackRock ETF own X percentage of the supply of Bitcoin. BlackRock simply buys and sells Bitcoin based on how many people buy and sell those ETFs. And that's been primarily retail. So the control of institutions, I think, is a nonsensical narrative. And I think that what we've seen from Bitcoin price historically, nothing's really changed here. And I think it's moved by the huge whales in retail who trade it on a day-to-day basis. Interestingly, with the election and Fed policy and all of the things we've talked about over the years, even COVID and Evergrande and Chinese stimulus, if you look at a chart of Bitcoin in the crypto market on any 4-year period, it's a repeating cycle that is repeating once again. I could have told you, and did very loudly in March and April when Bitcoin made a new all-time high. I said, listen, if you look at the cycle, if you look at the Bitcoin halving that's coming in April, we're going to have 6 months of really boring, choppy downside price action in October and November. We should break out like we have every single 4 years. Happened in 2016, happened in 2020. Now it's happening in 2024. Could have literally fallen on your head, been in a coma, had amnesia, woken up, ignored everything we've discussed in the news, and Bitcoin price would be exactly where it is today based on that chart.
So that brings me to my next question. Considering what analysts have been calling for in terms of Bitcoin's price, and I know that you're an expert and you're watching all the news and you're also on the charts using technical analysis. With all of that considered, where do you see Bitcoin heading into the end of this year and into next year?
Well, I was pretty vocal about we'd get close to 100,000 by the end of the year argument. And frankly, I'll take 93,000 as a win, even if that ends up being the top by the end of the year. I don't think it is. But I think 100,000, is a rounding error at this point based on where price is. It's less than 10% away from the current price. And we've seen Bitcoin do 10% a day. So I think, and options traders are positioning very heavily for the 100,000 expiry for December contract. So I think that the market is expecting that likely to happen. This year, low 100,000, 105, somewhere like that. But if we really get a true cycle as we have in the past, I think Bitcoin's easily headed to $150,000 in 2025, which is very conservative, by the way, based on percentage price moves in previous cycles. But I would not be at all surprised to see it in the 220s, 230s, up to 250. Beyond that, also wouldn't surprise me, but I don't want to sound like the crazy person on TV screaming about my beloved asset going to $1 million. So we won't do that. But if you look at past cycles, when Bitcoin breaks an all-time high, it usually does at least a 3-4x from there, right? And so that was at 75,000. Just doing the math, if we even triple from there, obviously, we're into those low 200s.
So Bitcoin is up it's like 30%, or maybe it's more than 30% now, just over, I think, since the election, so over a week or so. But yesterday on your podcast, you were talking about how people lost money, even though Bitcoin has gone up so much. Can you talk a bit about that?
The power of leverage. The answer is because a lot of people who drive Bitcoin price, or certainly who bet on it, are speculators, and they do so with heavy leverage trading on perpetual swap markets, usually foreign perpetual swap markets, obviously, because those aren't necessarily legal in the United States. But we had the largest daily candle by price, not by percentage, 2 days ago, basically an $8,500 spread from open to close. And on that candle, obviously, within that day's trading time, you saw moves, up 5%, down 5%, up 8%, down 8%. And what happened is that anyone trading with leverage, either long or short, ended up either losing their money or straight up getting liquidated. And there was about $1 billion of liquidations on that day. And if you dug in, it was almost as much liquidation of long positions as short. So imagine that. You have the day that Bitcoin has made its largest upside move in history, but because of the volatility within that day, people were using such high leverage that they got stopped out or liquidated on those 5 or 6 or 7% moves within the day. And so it just really is a cautionary tale not to use leverage, especially on a high volatility asset like this. People use leverage on altcoins. I think they're literally insane. That's like a leverage play on leverage Bitcoin. And so I think it just tells you that all you need to do to make money in this market is literally hold Bitcoin and be patient.
So I want to shift now and ask your opinion about Bitcoin and gold. Peter Schiff was on another one of our recent shows, not this one, but he called Bitcoin fool's gold and said there's basically no use case for Bitcoin. What comparison can you make between those two asset classes, and do you agree with him or disagree with him?
I love Peter. I've had him on my show a number of times. I had drinks with him in Puerto Rico a few months ago, and I think largely at this point, he's just baiting the Bitcoin community and having a good time getting clicks at our expense. There's endless debate as to the relationship between Bitcoin and gold. I can tell you that today is a perfect day if you have asked that question to me, because the Bitcoin gold ratio that many gold bugs have looked at as a metric for gold outperforming over the past 6 months, Bitcoin now up on the Bitcoin gold ratio on the year and all time, last time I checked. So it's a chart that only goes up and to the right with small stops. As far as price, Bitcoin has wildly outperformed gold since it was invented. There have obviously been periods where it's down like any chart, but as I said, right now at historic levels. And that was not the case just a few weeks ago. It shows how fast Bitcoin can move when it really does. And that's even in the midst of gold effectively making all-time highs. Now, I don't think that Bitcoin trades like gold. I don't think that Bitcoin trades like stocks. I've long made the argument that Bitcoin is an idiosyncratic asset you need to have in your portfolio, regardless of your feelings about it, because it has a chance to act in an uncorrelated manner. When everything goes up, sometimes it goes down. And as bad as that sounds, that's actually good for your Sharpe ratio and for your portfolio. But certainly when other things are going down and Bitcoin can go up 10 or 20% in a day, that's exceptional for your portfolio. But So as far as price, I don't think Bitcoin trades like anything else, but it does have some of the properties of a digital gold. It just has superior properties in every way, shape, or form. Try to, carrying your gold across the border when you're escaping your country. Try sending someone a $7 payment in gold for some small service that you had them do. Bitcoin is exponentially better as far as being divisible, portable, all the qualities that you would want in your money. And most importantly, it's deflationary.
And so to wrap up, you're heading to New York next week to talk about Bitcoin algorithm by Arch Public. You said maybe with some really tall twins. Can you tell us about this product and its key features?
Sure. So Arch Public is a company that I've worked with for quite a while. Their initial products were algorithms for trading stocks, and the performance has just been absolutely exceptional, back tested for years, something that I use and I really deeply believe in.
I just wanted to hear his thoughts on Bitcoin, the continued rally, $150,000. He thinks, what did he say, 250 by the end of this all? Absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. All right, let's get back into the Bitcoin chart here. And let's get into the chat. Let's have a conversation, guys. Let's see what everybody's talking about. All right, scrolling all the way back up to the top. What do we got? Guys, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow, and it really does mean everything. Big Kev, what's up, buddy? Let's see the JASMY pump to the moon, baby. Randy, how high will JASMY go this bull run, and how long? I'm going to have to check my crystal ball and get back to you on that, brother. Just bear with me, man. David, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Batlander's in the house. Metal Detector, what's up, man? Good to see you. XCN to the moon soon. WF Capital in the house. Not you. Isaac, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Green Tea's in the house. Veracity. What's Veracity? Is Veracity doing something today? What's Veracity doing? It's up a modest 2.4%. Not bad. Not bad. I do love Veracity, though. Yes, I do. 4 cents. Hell yeah. WF Capital. David, time is money. Opportunity is. We addressed that already. Opportunity still get in low, hodl, bullish for some action. Yes. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Jetpack in the house, Rodney. Oh, okay. Can't wait. Always excited for the show. Yes, absolutely, man. Thomas, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Funky, wowza. The pump has started for the night. Yes, I think we're gonna have a pretty good pump later this evening, guys. I really do. Fact says, I believe the JASMY all-time high this bull run will be 15 to 20 cents. Personally, hey, I mean, and you know what? Maybe. I mean, maybe, right? But for the people who were buying in at 204, 205, 206, 207, that's a fantastic return, man. What do you think of H-bar? It looks like it's breaking now. Yeah, H-bar is having a grand time, isn't it? H-bar is 30% right now. It's back up to 10 cents, 8 right now. I am bullish on H-bar. I think H-bar, though, will have a hard time making new all-time highs because they did water down the supply and circulation, but I am bullish on H-bar. End of November and beginning of December should be very green. Absolutely, man. Watch someone put 100K in XRP today. He went all in based on Gary's resignation on the 18th. He is that convinced, has me convinced it's going to pump hard. Well, I mean, here's what I would say, Funky. I'm very, very bullish on everything that's been going on around Ripple and XRP right now. But with a word of caution, I would say that usually when you see such bullishness and kind of FOMO and around a specific project, usually it doesn't pan out. Like I'm starting to see some outlandish price predictions on XRP based on what's been going on. So you also have to be careful and temper your expectations, right? Jetpack, please read the Bitcoin Act 2024. It's awesome. I intend to, brother. I intend to. XCN and Swift are going to explode soon. Yes, absolutely, man. Boomer, what's up, buddy? Running a 103.2 with C and supposedly tornado outbreak about 3 a.m. Yay, go team. Damn, you be safe, brother. You better be safe out there. Jetpack says bots will be the new wave for our personal use. Yes. Hey, well, I mean, remember the video I did this morning? I showed you guys this morning on the live stream about JASMY and Junction. They were talking about having every single individual person having their own personalized AI that follows them around the rest of their lives, like gets to know them. That's absolutely crazy in a bullish way, in my opinion. Some people will be scared of it, right? Are you going to have the Sunday evening live with Wes for XCN? Wes is out with his. He's on a road trip with his wife and his little one, so he will be here tomorrow instead of today. So 8 p.m. Central tomorrow, Wes will be here. Richie Rich, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Light touch policy, meaning back off and let us innovate in peace. Yes. She's on the edge of, she's trying to laugh it off. Yeah, exactly. It bothers me that it doesn't bother her. Yeah, that's why I said, Jason, absolutely, man. She's so nonchalant about it, eh? Mark, what's up, man? Blockchain would solve this. Oh, yes, absolutely it would. Well, Kamala did spend $1 billion, so there's that. Well played, Batlander. Well played, man. Overcome, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Jake, is KASPA still a good entry? Well, I mean, right now, KASPA is up 4%, 15 cents. You know what? I mean, KASPA could go as high as $3 to $5, in my opinion. Personally, I'll be leaving around $2, but 15 cents, I mean, really, it's kind of up here to your discretion, right? If you believe it's going to $3, $4, $5, then I would say that buying it at 15 cents is still a pretty good entry point, right? There has been better entry points in the past, but there's nothing we can do about that, right? So even if it goes to $2, even if it goes to $1, 15 cents is still a pretty good entry point if it's going to $1, right? So, I mean, it depends long-term, short-term, like what your goal is, right? Andrew, how high do you expect JASMY to run? I mean, I've done like 8 JASMY price prediction videos, brother. I would say, I mean, how high do I think it's going to go personally, or how high do I think it could potentially go? Those are two different questions. When is a good time to buy JASMY? Now. It's still only 2 cents. Yeah, that's exactly. RJ, absolutely, man. My average is well under a cent. I was just curious. Okay. Well, I mean, under a cent, that's good, man. That's pretty good. The Blizz. What do you think of KASPA will do this week with a new listing? Yeah, that's right. They actually go live on Kraken tomorrow, don't they? Honestly, man, I think we'll see a pump and then we'll see a dump, right? Because a lot of people who have been holding for a while and waiting for a centralized tier 1 exchange listing are going to take profits. Personally, I'm not taking any profits tomorrow when it goes up. But that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to see some liquidity come in, some buying pressure, but then I'm also expecting to see a lot of selling pressure to kind of neutralize that, right? Remember Crypto John and how much he sacrificed. Oh, man. Rob be like, Caspin go to $15, but he be leaving at $2. Rob ain't playing. Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for $15. Front running the markets. That's how we do, man. That's how we do. Nick, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while. Hello, Mr. Rob and JASMY family. It's been a while. Just saying hello, diamond hands all the way. We're getting closer for a moon liftoff. Yes, we are, man. It feels fantastic. Absolutely. Too late to cast a spell. Well, I mean, let me see. I'll look at spell just because, guys, we haven't looked at spell in a long time. So let's have a look at spell token. if you don't know, we used to have like a kind of a joke on the channel about Spell, because everyone always asked me what my price prediction was on Spell token, so it just kind of became a joke. Let me see now. So what do we got? All-time high on KuCoin got to 2019. I mean, it's starting to have a little bit of a leg up here, right? It's just kind of been in a sideways, I guess a little bit of a descending channel here it was in, right? I don't know. Just kind of ping-ponged for quite a while from about July until now, and now it's having itself a little bit of a breakout. I'm not that, honestly, guys, like you guys know me, I'm not that super mega bullish on Spell because the algorithmic stablecoin that's pegged in their ecosystem. I think that when the Loomis Gillibrand bill passes, they're going to be banning algorithmic stablecoins in the United States, which is going to affect projects like Spell in a negative way. So what I would say, I mean, I don't know, maybe Spell can get rid of the algorithmic stablecoin in their ecosystem and it won't hurt them. I don't know, right? But for now, I don't like it for that reason, right? It's going to get banned. We saw what happened with Luna. Can KASPA reach 50 cents before the end of the year, in your opinion? Oh, yeah, of course. Of course it can. It's not that far. It's going to, when KASPA moves, it's going to move fast, right? I wouldn't be like, it already hit. What was it like? What was the high on KASPA? Was it 20 something cents for KASPA? 19 cents 3.2. I could have swore it broke 20 cents though, didn't it? Yeah, it's not going to be hard for KASPA to get up to 50 cents before the end of the year. If alts really start running, and yeah, I do think so. And KASPA hasn't started to have its run yet either to catch melting up like XRP and Algorand and XLM and stuff like that, right? Solana, you're going to start to see these other coins like KASPA will start to melt up as well. So I do think it can get to 50 cents before the end of the year. Yes. Magic Power, what's up, man? What's your estimate for JASMY by the end of this year? I think 5 cents to 8 cents is realistic. That's realistic. That is realistic. Yeah, I agree with you in terms of realism. I held Spell, not much, but still sometimes that not much turns into 10K. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thanks for the look-see. Just wanted to see how it's been doing. We ain't talked about it in a long time. Yeah, no kidding, eh? All-time high, 20 cents, 7.3. Yes. Yeah, I thought it broke. I could have swore it broke 20 cents. Yeah. I am bullish on KASPA for sure. KASPA is going to do very, very well, in my opinion. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to go get a bite to eat. I will be live over on the Patreon in about 20 minutes. So meet me over there, guys. The link is in the description. It's in the pinned comments. Make sure you guys get over there. Schedule one-on-ones with me, guys, to look at your favorite projects. Get the help that you need structuring your portfolio. Guys, I'm excited. I'm going to be increasing the swing trades that we're doing over there. We just did one on Peanuts there a week and a half ago. We made a 1,600% return on that. I'm going to start ramping up the swing trades over on the Patreon. We also do passive income options like nodes, DeFi staking, all kinds of stuff, guys. We do group Zoom calls. We go live over there every single day. So get over to the Patreon. The link's in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to be live over there in about 20 minutes. I'll see you guys over there. Deuces.